Tuwe na ushikamano, tuwe tunasaidiana, mapenzi yaendelee, nchi hii iendelee kuenda na amani. Hayo yote tumeyaomba kwa njia kwako wewe na nchi yako ya Uganda. Amin.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the EPDF, General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Honorable Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs, the Honorable Bamulangachi Sempija, Member of Parliament, the CDF, CAF, Chiefs, Generals present, leaders of Muvende, Commandant of the school, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, sir, we only have 4 speeches, and may I have your permission to invite the Commandant of the Armored Warfare Training School, Brigadier General Chandia, to come and address you, sir. And thereafter, we shall have remarks from the CDF, the Minister of Defense, who shall in turn invite you to address your people. Chandia, please.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, the Chief of the Defense Forces, UPDF Service Commanders and Service Chiefs, General Officers present, District Local Leaders, religious leaders, fellow Commandants of the sister training schools, officers and men of UPDF, instructors and trainees, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Brigadier General Peter Chandia, the Commandant of the school. Your Excellency, you are most welcome to Armored Warfare Training School, Kalama, on this occasion of the pass out of Armor Platoon Command and Armor Base Crew courses. It's our pleasure, sir, to have you here today as always, to preside over this pass out, because it is during such occasions that we benefit from your wise counsel and guidance as trainers, and also the trainees, particularly the new crews, get an opportunity to interface with you, the Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, before being deployed. We thank you for coming, Your Excellency. Armored Warfare Training School, sir, is the premier UPDF institution for training and developing armor commanders, armor crews, armor instructors, armor technicians, armor maintenance personnel. At ours, Your Excellency, we also conduct refresher and pre-deployment mission training to armor subunits and armor components that are part of battle groups going for missions, with the aim of enhancing their lethality and functional capabilities to execute combined arms land operations using armor fire maneuver. Our vision, sir, is to become a center of excellency for maneuver and land operations. And to achieve this vision, our mission is to train agile and adaptive commanders and crews capable of operating in all environments, skilled in the art of armor and mounted maneuver warfare, reconnaissance and security operations as part of a combined arms battle group. Your Excellency, today's pass out marks the end of Armor Platoon Command course and Armor Basic Crew courses for tanks, T-55, T-72, BMP-2, and wheeled IFVs. The Armor Platoon Command course commenced on 9th of January 2023, and the Armor Basic Crew courses commenced on 23rd of July 2022. The two categories of courses had the following objectives. The crew courses specific objectives were to: 1. Develop individual crew member skills and proficiency in gunnery and driving. 2. Develop single weapon crew coordination skills necessary for operation and exploitation of a single piece weapon platform as a crew. 3. To impart to the crews the knowledge and skills of the procedures of crew preventive maintenance, checks and services for proper maintenance of weapon platforms. And lastly, to impart to the crews the art and science and tactical skills of armor employment and exploitation in the battlefield. Sir, the course objectives of the Armor Platoon Command courses were to produce Armor Platoon Commanders who are well prepared to offer leadership to armor platoons. And secondly, to impart to the platoon commanders the knowledge and the skills to plan, coordinate, and execute the assigned armor platoon combat missions independently as an armor platoon, as part of an armor company, or in support of a combined arms maneuver element. And lastly, to impart to the platoon commanders the skills to conduct command maintenance. Before you, sir, are the armor platoon armor crew courses graduates who have been undergoing training for the last 6 months and 1 year respectively and are ready for pass out. Your Excellency, the successful conduct of armor training requires lots of support, especially logistical support. Allow me to recognize and appreciate the contribution of key people and officers that have tremendously contributed to the success of the concluded courses. To begin with, special thanks to you, Your Excellency, for your strategic leadership that has prioritized training in the UPDF, and because of that, we now have fully fledged military institutions from the lowest recruit training to the highest National Defense College. In the same vein, sir, we are also grateful to you for your initiative of the Presidential Support Revolving Fund, which has greatly supported our spouses and enhanced family income. Our spouses are now fully engaged in different agricultural income-generating activities to enhance our family's income, and this has not only reduced dependence on salary, but it has also reduced domestic wrangles within families, hence strengthening families' bondage and stability. As a result of family stability, instructors are able to fully commit to the obligations to the school. I am also happy to report that Armored Warfare Training School is the best performing unit in UPDF this year in the performance of the revolving fund that has seen the fund evolve from the initial 30 millions that we received to now 125 million shillings. Thank you very much, sir. Allow me, Your Excellency, to also thank the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs and the UPDF leadership, especially the Office of the Minister of Defense, the PS Minister of Defense, the CDF, the CLF, JACOS, CTR, CLE, and IGME for the enormous support rendered in the form of logistical training requirements that has enabled the smooth conduct of the courses. In the same breath, I extend our pleasure and appreciation to the Commander SFC, the Commander Ahmad Brigade, and the Commander Moy Brigade for the immense support and commitment they always attach to armor courses, by way of provision of logistical and human resource that has enabled the successful completion of these courses. My sincere appreciation also goes to Deputy CDF, CIMIC, COPG, WASACO COE, Directorate of Human Rights, Defense Spokesperson, and Directorate of Women Affairs, who spared time to come and deliver lectures on various topics of interest. I thank the UPDF Air Force, Artillery Division, Air Defense, and Combat Engineer Regiment for their support in as far as the tactical combined field exercise is concerned. Further appreciation and thanks goes to the cantonment and the sister schools of Uganda Military Academy Kabamba and the School of Combat Engineering, with whom we are co-located in the cantonment and who have continuously provided the much needed support whenever called upon. Last but not least, I take this opportunity to immensely thank my training team of instructors, headed by Major N.B. Atwine, the chief instructor, together with the technical team, for their commitment and relentless support in ensuring the success of these courses. I request that they stand up for recognition. Thank you very much. To the trainees, I sincerely thank you for dedication and commitment throughout the training and congratulate you upon your successful completion of your training. Hongera sana. As you go out to the armored and Moi brigades, always be prepared for the mission by keeping yourselves in a healthy state of physical and mental fitness, and continue with personal development through self-initiated learning. You have been empowered with the skills and tactics of employing armor to accomplish armor tasks and missions in different operating environments. I am confident that you will be able to apply the skills and knowledge obtained from here to employ the superior capabilities of armor to destroy the enemies of our nation through a combination of mobility, precision, lethality, firepower, and a devastating shock effect that armor can bring to bear. To you, the platoon commanders, you will be entrusted with the command of the smallest fighting armor subunit, that is the platoon. Remember that wars are won at the tactical level on the battlefield, where you will be at the forefront. Always ensure that your platoon is combat ready for any combat mission, and always lead and command your platoon with a mission command mentality. To the new armor crews, welcome to the UPDF and armor fraternity. Beware of lifestyles that will destroy, destruct, or derail you from serving UPDF and the country. I warn you to be careful of three things in life as you begin your journey in this noble service. 1, your appetites of what you eat and drink. 2, your passions of the things you love to do. And 3, the eagerness and excessive desire for wealth or possessions, otherwise called corrupt tendencies. Any wrong choices of what you eat and drink, your passions or indulgence in corrupt tendencies will make you ineffective, land you in prison, and or render your services no longer required, or all the three at once. In conclusion, Your Excellency, Armored Warfare Training School, sir, we are well aware of the philosophy that armor machines of war are important, but success on the battlefield ultimately rests on the men who use them. Therefore, we are fully committed to producing professional and well-trained armor crews and commanders for the national defense and security of the country. I would like to echo our readiness and commitment to produce combat-ready armor crews and commanders ready to fight our country's actual or potential adversaries and win our nation's wars. To do this effectively, however, we must ensure that training is relevant, rigorous, realistic, challenging, and properly resourced. With your usual support and guidance, Your Excellency, and the support of the UPDF leadership, I have no doubt in my mind that Armored Warfare Training School will continue to achieve its mission of producing agile and adaptive commanders and crews capable of operating in all environments, skilled in the art of armor and mountain maneuver warfare, reconnaissance, and security operations. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for coming amidst your busy schedule to preside over this pass out for God and my country.
Thank you, General Chandia. Your Excellency, sir, we were joined by the woman MP from Bende District, Honorable Hope Grania. Yes, we're also joined by Miss Monica Karunji, RDC Chegegwa. We are joined by Honorable Rule Mawia, RDC Mubende, and Mr. Abarweka Richard, LC5 Speaker Mubende, plus Mr. Hussein Sekamate, LC3 Chairman Kasambia. Allow me to invite, sir, the Chief of Defense Forces to come and address you, and thereafter he invites the Honorable Minister of Defense and the Veteran Affairs. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, the members of Parliament who are present here, the RDC LC5 chairperson, my service commanders who are here today, the Commander Air Force, Deputy Commander, Land Forces, the general officers who are present here, the other local leaders who are present here today, officers and militants of the Armored Warfare Training School, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Your Excellency, on behalf of the Uganda People's Defense Forces and on my own behalf, I want to welcome you to our Armored Warfare Training School, Karama, and also the guests who are here today to witness this occasion when our young patriots who have been undergoing the Armored Platoon Commander and Armored Basic Crew courses are due to pass out today. I thank you, Excellency, for consideration amidst your usually very tight schedule to grace this occasion with your presence, an attestation of your commitment to the historical mission of building a professional, effective, and efficient force for our national defense. I also want at this juncture to congratulate the about to pass out Armored Platoon Commanders and Armored Basic Crews to enhance our capacity to deliver on our constitutional mandate, which they know very well. Hongera sana, and for this I want to thank the Commandant and your team and the trainees for making it possible to conclude this course successfully, and the reason we are here. Your Excellency, in modern warfare, armor and mounted maneuver is a vital and regular member of the combat support to the field commander because it brings within his reach decisive objectives due its high mobility, superior firepower, protection, and shock action characteristics, thus enabling him the quick means of achieving the ultimate battlefield objective, which is destruction of the enemy's will to fight. Through a combination of great mobility and overwhelming firepower, it upsets the opponent's time and space factors by providing psychological shock effect that comes to the troops at the receiving end. This is not, however, to say there are no anti-armor measures to the armor troops. Just like the Commandant mentioned, the machine is the man behind it. And ours is currently the only training center for exposing our young soldiers to the doctrine, proficient tactics, and employment of armor. We will keep emphasizing that the machine is as good as its operator. Because of this, and as per Your Excellency's guidance and the usual question of how many such schools we have not to effectively develop, we will continue to support armored warfare training schools' vision, mission, and their dream to transform into a regional center of excellence for armored and mounted maneuver warfare by paying attention to the challenges mentioned by Commandant as a matter of priority. This is because the knowledge and confidence gained here breaks the static nature of war and brings into play maneuver and decisive battle outcomes through flexible and effective use of armor assets in our joint and combined arms concept to eliminate what you usually call kunyata, Your Excellency, by emphasizing, one, on the evolution of armor tactics, capacity and capabilities that reflect our experiences as a revolutionary force, building and consolidating an armored force premised on efficient, effective, and frugal use of our armored resources, because armored warfare is very, very logistics heavy. And three, ensuring our forces so built are premised on our historical and ideological orientation as the basis for a strong defense force. As elaborated by the Commandant, I am proud today to present to Your Excellency a total of 391 trainees, the breakdown of which he went through: 55 armored platoon commanders, 5 of whom were female officers, and then the 337 armored crews, 27 of whom were females, and who have successfully completed the armor platoon commander and armor basic crew courses respectively. Congratulations to our dear trainees for making it successfully. Hongera sana tena. Your Excellency, every time we recruit or train, we are always cautious of the quality of our products, guided by our historical experiences. In this regard, our ideological orientation forms a foundation base for equipping our trainees with what it takes to defend Uganda. And this is because Your Excellency has always emphasized to us that the success of UPDF is owed to its correct ideology that emphasizes discipline, patriotism, Pan-Africanism, and socio-economic transformation agenda. Our graduates, as you start your professional journey, you must understand and internalize that, and our mandate as demanded and elaborated by the UPDF's functions in Articles 209 of the Constitution of Uganda. Also, as a take-home, remember the core values on which UPDF is built, and that's cautious discipline, teamwork, integrity, love for knowledge, which you are here for, patriotism, frugality, self-discipline, among others. But as the Commandant has said, you must also keep healthy and fit for the purpose for which we recruited you and for your well-being. Stick to those, the sky will be the limit. I further remind you to take heed of the UPDF Code of Conduct by maintaining a positive relationship between us and the public, because that's what has made us what we are, and avoiding tendencies that injure the image of UPDF, such as cheap popularity, intrigue, liberalism, corruption, and now there is a tendency of lobbyism, which is a very dangerous tendency. Your Excellency, in addition to capacity and capability enhancement, we pledge to keep the welfare of our troops as among the priorities, to include salary enhancement, accommodation, logistics support, holistic care, and also education for our children. As for the challenges mentioned by the Commandant, such as the construction of more gun sheds to protect more of our equipment, replacement of training aids that have aged, securing an electronic range to stimulate real-life situations, ramping up capacity and capability to repair and maintain our equipment, and continued integrated and joint training. We will continue to be, these will continue to be part of the priorities in order to maintain and improve the standards of the school by focusing, as Your Excellencies guided, on the common user training facilities to transform them into centers of excellence, because they expose these individual troops to standardized way of doing things in order to prevent them from getting used to low standards, especially, as you said, when we have started admitting students from sister countries. For this reason, 6.8 billion shillings has been earmarked for training institutions, including the construction of the tank gun shed at this training wing here, training school here. In conclusion, Your Excellency, hampige mkono, si ulikuwa unaomba hiyo kitu? In conclusion, Your Excellency, I want to exhort the graduates to always remember your counsel towards the need of having a strong and modern army to guard the peace and stability for the prosperity of this country, the need to maintain ideological cautiousness as a precursor for a prosperous nation, and the need to live healthy lives in order to remain productive soldiers. I want to thank at this juncture the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, the Permanent Secretary, for always supporting our plans of human resource management, the UPDF generals who have contributed to the successful completion of this course, including the CTR and all those that were mentioned by the Commandant, awards, and your team of instructors, the graduates who remain disciplined, the parents, the local communities, for your support, because we are able to stay amidst you without any inconveniences or problems because of your support. I once again, Your Excellency, thank you for your continued guidance on building a formidable force, and I also want to thank all our invited guests for finding time to come and grace this occasion with your presence. As I invite the Honorable Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs for the remarks, I once again request Your Excellency to allow me to present to you the trainees for Your Excellency's pass out. God bless you all for God and my country. Let me therefore at this juncture take this opportunity to invite my Honorable Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs to come and make his remarks. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Honorable Member of Parliament, woman Member of Parliament, Honorable Hope Grania Nakazibwe, the Chief of Defense Forces, the generals and the senior officers present, my brother RDC Mubende, Honorable Lemawia, my sister Monica Karungi, RDC, the Speaker, the religious leaders, police officer, commanders and prisons, abataka ne mubende benda bawo banaye mwenatu balamusiza nnyo, the Commandant of Kalama Military Training School, the graduates. Today, Your Excellency, allow me, on behalf of the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs and EPDF fraternity, to welcome you and thank you for finding time to officiate at this pass-out ceremony of the Armor Platoon Commanders course and Armor Crew course here at Kalama Military Training School in Mbende District. I sincerely wish to congratulate the 336 graduates who have completed the one-year Armor Crew course and the 15 graduates for completing the 6 months Armor Platoon Commanders course. I'm pleased to congratulate you all on this special occasion. The completion of this course is not just about you, dear graduates. It is also about the love for your motherland, Uganda, and its long-term stability. And I want to inform you that strengthening the security of our nation is only possible through well-trained and educated military personnel, and of course, well-disciplined, so that we are able to meet the security demands generally. I therefore want to implore you to put to good use what you have learned from this course as you go back to your respective formations. Your Excellency, sir, in light of the above, I wish to thank you for your strategic vision and emphasis on continuous training of the military, which has helped our UPDF to improve and sustain its efficiency, credibility, discipline, interoperability, and thus making UPDF a dependable force in the country and the region at large. Your Excellency, we salute you for this. You have created a foundation for our country's development, because we know we started from, the army started from zero. and you have been able to build it to be a modern force envied by everybody around. Under your guidance, Your Excellency, coupled with continuous training, I'm confident that the skilled products of these and many other similar courses will position the UPDF to encounter and overcome the ever-evolving security challenges of now and the future. After all, a well-trained team must be a successful team. Finally, Your Excellency, I wish to thank you and also thank the UPDF leadership, the CDF, and the generals, the Commandant of Karama Military Training School inclusive, for remaining focused and committed to Your Excellency's historical ideology of patriotism, Pan-Africanism, and building capacity for a safe and secure Uganda. As I conclude, Your Excellency, allow me to state that the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs and UPDF, under your strategic guidance, will remain fully committed to guaranteeing national defense and security, as well as ensuring sustainable welfare of the men and the women in uniform for the socio-economic development of our country. Your Excellency, with those few remarks, I take the singular honor to invite you, sir, to address your people and also pass out the graduates. I thank you, Excellency.
The Honorable Minister, the members of Parliament, the CDF, the service commanders, other general officers, the civilian leaders, the religious leaders, and the officers and combatants of the UPDF. First of all, I congratulate the two batches who have completed their course. These are the Armor Crews and then the Platoon Commanders. But before I pass you out, I need to add on what I said when we were there about the role of armor. The problem why many people fail to build armies is that they don't understand the role of these elements well. What you are dealing with here is the ancient concept of the shield and the arrow. Mnarudi nyuma kwenye vita vya zamani vya mkuki, mshale na ngao, the shield and the arrow. The shield is for protecting you, and the arrow is for hitting the other person. As technology developed, the arrow was replaced by the bullet. risasi. Risasi ilikuwa sasa mshale wa kisasa. Now, with the bullet, the wooden shield and the other shields, skin shields, could no longer stop the bullet. The bullet was a new form of arrow. That's why the idea of trenches came up. Trenches, Andaki, Miti, Visugu, those became the shield now. And that's why for the First World War was a static war. The Germans and the British and those groups who were fighting for their own reasons would be in the trenches, not moving. This one tried to move, is mowed down by a machine gun. The other tried to move, is mowed down by a machine gun. So it became a static trench warfare. But toward the end of the First World War, the British introduced, had the concept of a mobile trench. The tank was the idea of a mobile trench. What if we make a metal and which can protect us from bullets? We move forward in that container. And when they were disguising them to take them to France, they said they were water tanks. That's where the name of the tank came from. This is not a tank. It's not a store of water. Because the tank is about to store water. But this tank got the name from those primitive machines which the British fabricated and hid as water tanks to France. You can check on the internet when they were first used in one of those battles. So when they were moved, mobile hard surface containers were simulating the idea of trenches, a trench but which moves. Now, from that time, the concept of tanks developed. And by the time of the Second World War, the tank had become two things now. It had become three things. Because before, in war, some of the people used to move on horses, to move rapidly. They would use horses. And the horses were called cavalry. And even tanks initially were also called cavalry. So by the time of the Second World War, the tank had become three things. It had become a horse to move you forward, a trench to protect you from the arrows of the other people, but also the arrow, because it could now fire guns and machine guns. And that's why the tank ruled the battlefield in the Second World War, in the Korean War, in the Arab-Israeli War of 1956, and in the Arab-Israeli War of 1967. By that time, the tank was also joined by aircrafts. So those people who had both tanks and aircrafts performed well. But in the Arab-Israeli War of 1973, the tanks got a big problem in the Sinai, along the Suez Canal. The Egyptians started using ATGMs, anti-tank guided missiles. And the blade, the Israeli army had not got such a punishment since the beginning of their So the tank now had a challenge, guided anti-tank missiles. But still, there were solutions. That's why like in the Sinai Desert, where the Egyptians were firing those anti-tank guided missiles, they were vulnerable to long-range artillery, because you are in the desert with they were called fagots that time, fagot anti-tank missile. Then somebody fires a 155 millimeter shell over you. So therefore, by combining artillery with the tank, the Israelis were somehow able to recover. So therefore, when you are, and as I told you, when we were there, I'm trying to kill this fly here. You know, when you kill something, you declare it. You say, my spare. You say, Orwango Rwanje. That means you have scored. So I have scored something here. The fly was trying to share my tea, and I had not invited it. So then, as we said when we were there, there's now a new packaging in the battlefield which you should pay attention to. We talked about it there. We don't want to talk about it here. We don't know, among these civilians there may be some spies. We never know. So therefore, understand these instruments and how to package them correctly. So therefore, I congratulate you, the two batches, for finishing this course, because some of the people who started with you, did not finish, they fell out. But I congratulate you, especially the ones of the platoon commanders, all of them finished. But the crews, I think 21 dropped out, according to what the commander told me. So I congratulate those who have managed to complete the course. And I want to tell you that your future is bright, because you are now entering a very prestigious force, the UPDF, and if you know what to do, you'll go very far. You need discipline, okwefuga, to be able to control whatever bad tendencies that may want to come in you. Alcohol, mabibi, namambwana, tamaa, omululu. If you avoid those, the future is very bright. Then you need a patriotic ideology. Don't look at the army as a source of job. Nti mulimu. Yes, mulimu. Naye ate waliwo n'obuweereza. There is service to the country. That's the starting point. You serve the country, but in the process you earn a living. But remember that at one time, some of us who were serving the country were not being paid. We were working for serving the country only. Moyo gwa gwanga, moyo gwa nsi. But in your case, things are easier. You can have moyo gwa Uganda, but also be paid even for that, which we were not, which we didn't have the opportunity at that time. So that ideology of patriotism, moyo wa Uganda, then the continued learning about warfare, because that's how you get soldiers, generals, officers who fall behind. When you see the chaos which is going on in Africa, you wonder whether these, what they call soldiers, are trained. See what is going on in many parts of Africa, in West Africa, in Central Africa, in other parts of Africa. Yet there are people putting on uniforms saying that they are soldiers. But how can you have soldiers and generals who can't plan for their country? This is because they don't study, they just copy whatever the little misinformation the Europeans give them. We were able to build NRA, FRONASA, UPDF, because we were studying. We were not taking what anybody was telling us. We would listen but also study. That's why we were able to build up a force from nothing. So therefore, those three things, discipline, patriotic ideology, and constant study, continuous study. The CDF has told you that I have guided them that while we have got many demands, the training centers must have everything. Because we want you to, when you come here, you see how things should be. You should see how a barracks should be. For instance, I really want to have this internal, that road coming from the quarter guard of the other college. up to here. I want to have it tarmacked. I may have to work with the Minister of Works to do something about it. I had wanted to tarmac it together with the road to Zimbabwe from Rusaria, Kasambia, here Kavamba, Chakasa, all the way to Ntutsi to Zimbabwe. But I don't know when those will start. So I may have to do something separate for this internal road. Not up to Karama. Karama, we are not supposed to fight on tarmac. Ukulwana tulwanira mu fufu. Fighting is always in dust, so that's not a problem. But here where people are staying and classrooms and so on, the internal roads should be tarmac. And then enough dormitories and those other teaching aids which Brigadier Chandia was talking about. When I was coming here, when Badenzi Jawano, ndabye nti abenu mbyaro bagezako okwenyigira mu kugoba obwavu. Nareba abakozera amarisuzo beheremu ebishaka famu zine bombeira amafamu nikirungi konka ninyina ngo ninja kwija okubongera mama ninyina ngo okubegesa okuhinga obunyatsi njagala kubayigiriza okulima omuddo gwente naye mwebale bye mukozeeko mbirabye naye twagala kwongeramu omuliro abokuba korukinga obunyatsi wahinga obunyatsi bwa Cross Guyana Orunyankokore hikemwe yebasa kuri sente 8 omwaka kandi ente 8 ezo harizo 3 nibanikamwa buri emurita 20 nzorita nkaga buri zoba omuhikemwe mbwenu okubashomesa okukozesa hafunzire okuyamwe kyango tuyina okukikora kandi abana bakikozire ninyina ngo mukitoye twagala okuyigiriza abantu baffe okumanya nti oyinza kukolera abafunda nojja mu kinene ekyokulabirako bolima omuddo gwe bayita Cross Guyana mu luzungu naye mu Runyankore is Runyankokore yikemu eyinza kulisa ente 8 omwaka kati bobere ente 8 omwaka ez'amata 3 kuzo ziba zikama buli kiseera singa buli emu okuwa liters 2 zezirita 6 okuva mu yikemu yokka nolekyo bino ebyemukozeeko birungi bisinga bwe twali naye njagala muyite waawo muve kubanga mukiri akuseetura okuseetura ate okuseetura nikwendi itaka rihango munonga kandi amataka gumwine timahango munonga you are still doing what they call free range okuleka ente nezitambula mu faamu oba mu ttale naye enkola eyo eseera amataka gaffe tujjamu kitono so nga twandiggyemu ekinene ekisingawo. Egyenkola y'okuseetula neeseera amataka ganyu nimwiha mukake kandi mwakwiremu ekyango. Naye ngenda kujja okukwatagana n'omuzukulu n'akazibwe n'abakulu abalala RDC n'abalala na LC3 chairperson okusomesa abantu baffe okweyubula. You need to transform yourselves. Kano katono kemukozeeko mulabe engeri gyekababyambyemu. Ndaba mulina obunyumba bw'obubaati wakiri awo temuli bubi ng'edda, naye njagala muyite waawo tugende mukole ekinene ekisingawo. Ekirala y'embeera y'ensi. Njagala kwebaza abasirikale wano basimbye emiti wano, njagala kubebaza wano basimbye emiti. Mulaba emiti gye basimbye wano, mulaba nti walungi. Singa emiti eno tegiriiwo, empewo omuyaga gwandibadde muyitirivu, naye kati emiti gino giziyiza sipiidi ya nikikyendeza omutsindo gw'omuyaga. Ate wali emitala wetukolera ebyaffe ebyokwegaza, waliwo akasozi akalungi kebayita Karama. Akasozi ako bajjajjaffe bakayita Karama ku lw'emiti y'emirama eriwo. Emiti eyo emiti migumu, giteera okumera awali amayinja, obusozi obuliko amayinja, kubanga obuti obwo bulina emirandira y'amaanyi ennyo. Omuzi gw'omulama guzahale muno. N'olwekyo nandiyagadde emiti egyo njagala kwebaza abasirikale kubanga bagikuumye. Ona akasozi konna kaliko emiti gy'emirama n'emissa nga guno mussa Albizia. These are very good trees. N'olwekyo njagala mwabakulembeze mwongere okusomesa abantu okulinda embeera y'ensi, environmental protection. Temuyingira mu bukafiiri oba okulima mu bisaalu kukola ebyekisirusiru ekyo, kubanga ebisaalu Katonda yabitondera kubeera ebifo by'amazzi, si bya lumonde na muhogo n'ebitekere mayuni biki ebyo bubukafiiri. Bali abanadiini bajje babakolomere, naye abanadiini batya okukolomera. Oba abasawo abafa b'ekinansi be bakola ekyo simanyi, naye bano abalima mu bisaalu bakola ensobi y'amaanyi. Therefore, with those few remarks, it is now my duty to pass out the two groups, the ones who did the armored vehicles crew course, and the ones who did the armored platoon commanders course. You are all passed out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Allow me, with your permission, sir, invite the Chief Instructor of the Armored Warfare Training School to present to you those who have been very exemplary in performance and performed better than their colleagues for recognition and awards. CI.
Your Excellency, sir, I'm Major Nathan Atwini, the Chief Instructor of Armored Warfare Training School. It's my honor and privilege to present to you those students who have excelled in different disciplines as follows. Armored Platoon Commanders, best in class, RO 15403, Lieutenant Yusuf Muktari Achua.
The awardee receives the award and then proceeds for a photo opportunity with His Excellency.
Best in field, RO 16120, Lieutenant Jerome Mao. Overall discipline, Armored Platoon Commanders, RO 13724, Lieutenant Sumaya Aguti. Overall discipline, cruise, AX 038026, ADP Komakech Francis Omondi. T72 crew course, best gunner, AX 042143, ADP at Kunda Winnie. Best driver, T72, AX 037985, LDP Chisutu Matthew. Ongeza mwendo. T55 crew course, best gunner, AX 038591, LDP Muhindo Daniel. Best driver, T55, RA 248442, Private Oruk Charles Bell. Best female tank crew, AX 035508, LDP Abeja Hilda. Wacha uongeze mwendo. IFV tracked, BMP 2, best gunner, AX 044939, LDP Eragu Moses. Best driver, BMP 2, AX 043230, ADP Murungi Silva. Wheeled IFV crew, best performer, best gunner, RA 248, 415, Private Okwi Daniel Modesto. Best driver, wheeled, AX 037435, LDP Eyamu Philip. Lastly, Your Excellency, the best female overall motorized infantry, AX 043873, ADP Owokunda Winnie. She was the best overall driver of Mamba, Nyoka, and she beat most of the boys. Sir, that marks the end of the awardees. Permission to carry on, sir.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, the CDF. Hiyo kwata ya ama. Kwata ya vifaru imeonekana hapa. Shall we stand for the anthems? Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I have been Brigadier General Felix Kulaije, together with Major Kuzunanuagaba, who is the PC of the Armored Warfare Training School. We thank you. Thank you, our guests. Mwebale nnyo kujja. Vijana hongera sana. Wewe bahati ya jambo ya rais unitoa wapi? Sinaona kwamba Mungu ni mzuri. Banafete mugende njala bategese chemisana There is a luncheon prepared by the Armored Warfare Training School. You are welcome. Let the PC tell us where we are going.
Thank you, sir. The guests, the invited guests, they will go to officers' mess, and the trainees, the crew, will go down their usual mess for luncheon. After admin, I request you lead the guests to the venue of luncheon. Asante.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. Pick of the day on UBC.
If I'm looking at issues of taxation and all that, I will definitely run for the Kateshumbas. Okay? If I look at, if I'm looking at issues of investments and what, I would definitely run. I would definitely run